Today is August 5th. That means I officially turned 41. I have no kids, no spouse, no house, and I couldn't be any happier. Hit the intro. And since I'm 41, I'm officially an old man, so I found my oldest man sweater in my wardrobe to throw on today. Look at that. It doesn't even have any elbows left in it. It's the best sweater of all time, and I'm an old man making an old man video now, and I just want to say thank you so much for being here, every single buddy. Over the last 7 years, I've been steadily and consistently trying to grow this channel day after day. Upload after upload, I've been grinding, okay? And we went from 0 subscribers all the way to 25K. We recently just hit it. I know it's kind of a slow go, but I appreciate every single one of you that made it this far with me. Now, when I first started doing the uploads, it was going out to crickets, okay? Nobody was watching this stuff. Nobody in my life, none of my friends, none of my coworkers, maybe one of my family members was watching it and supporting me the whole time through. But other than that, it was going out to the void. That wasn't until I came up with a formula called Mosh Pit Commentary, and I called it Pit Pros. And that whole Pit Pros stuff is lasting all the way with me to this day. But it wasn't really Pit Pros that got me monetized. It wasn't really Pit Pros that got me out there. What ended up getting me out there was drama. Getting embroiled into personal dramas with bands myself, and also commenting on all the different dramas out there. And here I am in 2026 with 25,000 subscribers. And I'm thinking, yes, of course I'm thankful for 25,000. That's great. That's amazing. But that means I'm only 10% of the way to my actual goal. We got to get this channel to 250,000 subscribers. Now, there are so many people, at least 2,000 people that watch my videos every single day. And to me, that still blows my mind because all my videos were going out to nobody. Everybody said that I was too weird. Everybody said that I was never going to go anywhere. And here we are doing it. I'm living my dream life because 2,000 people watch my videos every single day. So thank you very, very much for making all that happen. We finally did it. YouTube is now my full-time gig. I still have a part-time thing on the weekends, but full-time, I'm making content. I'm putting videos out every single day, baby. And I'm working like 14 hours a day over here, and it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like a grind. I get to wake up every single day and just yap to the internet and make enough to get by. By no means am I rich. By no means am I sitting on a boatload of money. I'm still basically paycheck to paycheck, but we're doing it. I get to create stuff every single day, and creating stuff is all I've ever wanted to do in my entire life. I came out of the womb drawing, so all I wanted to do was draw. Then I discovered professional wrestling, and all I wanted to do was professionally wrestle. But I ended up only becoming 100 pounds soaking wet. So then I was like, hey, maybe I just keep drawing. So I kept drawing, but then I found music, and then music changed my life forever. And I just wanted to be a drummer. I wanted to be a guitar player. I wanted to be a singer, and I got to do all of those things. I ended up touring as a singer and a guitar player. And by 2013, all of that came to a screeching halt because I was involved in a car accident on the road. That car accident, if you're a fan of this channel, you might have heard me mention it. Well, it took my best friend away from me, it took my drummer away from me, and it took me away from music for the longest time. I needed to get my head right, I needed to heal my heart, and I needed to be able to just figure out my entire life, right? I was completely broken. I had no reason to have survived that car crash, yet here I was, still walking, still breathing, figuring out what to do with my life, navigating this entire tragedy, and I knew I still wanted to create stuff, but music, well, that was a little bit too traumatic. It wasn't necessarily listening to the music that was traumatic or engaging with the community. It was like going to the venues, performing, being a musician ended up being traumatic for me, you know? And it broke my heart because it's all I ever wanted to do with my entire life. So after picking up the pieces, I ended up working at Starbucks, living the most miserable existence of all time, being like I just lost everything, and here I am back at Starbucks doing this all over again. What am I gonna do? I need to create stuff. So I was watching YouTube, obviously at the time, and I figured I'm gonna start making YouTube videos. And you can go back on this channel and watch all those terrible YouTube videos right now, but they went out to basically nobody. If something got a couple hundred views, that means it was successful. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do with this whole thing? But I just kept at it, day after day after day, and the videos weren't really about music at the time. I was just like making whatever. I'm not gonna get into the story again. I've told it on this channel a million times, but eventually the roads led me back to talking about music, to getting involved in music drama, to be engaged with the music community in that sort of way, and doing my mosh pit commentaries. At first, dude, people loved the mosh pit commentaries from across the board. But somewhere along the way, everybody in the actual hardcore scene, well, they turned their back on me completely. And that is what it is. It's fine. They're a hive mind. So once they all decided that I was like persona non grata, well, that is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't stop me. I kept doing what I was doing. These people were sending me death threats. They were calling me on Instagram. They were trying to make me go away forever and ever and ever. But what did I do? I doubled down. I persisted. I came up with the ruthless gatekeeper character to push them even further and further and further. And through it, we ended up getting 25,000 subscribers, and I couldn't be any more thrilled with it. Sure, there's a couple people out there that don't really have the perfect idea of what I'm doing, and because of that, they have like this really distorted, hateful critique of me, you know, and that's fine. That is what it is. That is the nature of doing what I do, where I kind of blur the line of what's real and what's not real. Because when you come onto the internet like this, it's not supposed to be really this whole performance. You're supposed to be like authentic or whatever. And in a way I am, but I boost it up to 100, you know what I mean? But I think that that's not necessarily a unique quality. I think a lot of people actually do that. They're just not honest about it, you know what I'm saying? But me, I'm a little bit honest. I'm like, I'm ramping this up to 11 and I'm doing this to ruffle feathers. And then when your feathers get ruffled, I just sit back and laugh. I'm laughing the entire way through all of my videos, every single one of my reels, every one of my shorts. Every one of these videos over here that doesn't have to do with a tragedy, I'm laughing all the way through. But if I'm talking about a tragedy, if I'm talking about deplorable stuff that I feel like I need to talk about, well, obviously I'm not laughing through that sort of stuff. I break character. And all these other video makers and creators on the internet, that's something that they would never ever do. They're not honest with their community. They're not honest with their people. Me, I'm honest. I'm like, I play a character, but I also break character. And both of these things have the same name, Dan Frampton. Because one of them is all one word, the O's a zero. And I leave it up to you guys, the intelligent audience, to be able to decipher between the two. I don't come on and be like, okay guys, this is a serious video, time to break character. Well, sometimes I do, obviously, sometimes I do. And then when I'm ramping it up to 1 million, that's when I definitely don't go, guys, I'm in character right now, this is sarcastic. That's something I never do. But when I break character, yeah, sometimes I do make it explicit. But if things are getting ramped up, and you know, and I'm being a little bit more boisterous than your average human being, well, then you could probably bet that I'm doing it through the lens of this character, which is basically my personality just ramped to 11. And that brings me back to always wanting to perform, always wanting to create. Because during the time when I was healing through all that stuff, I ended up studying improv. That's right, I went and I did improv at Second City, the place to do it, the preeminent improv place, and I went through their entire thing. I was in improv troops, I was getting up on stages, I was doing shows, I was producing shows. I had moved on from music completely and I started doing improv. Improv wasn't really scratching all the itch, right? I wanted something that was every single day, morning to night, the way music was, because music took over my entire life for so many years. So I was like, how can I perform at home? Oh, YouTube, obviously. So then that's when those worlds kind of came together. And here we go. Every single day, I get to wake up, not leave the house, do the thing that really fires me up. I get to perform to a camera. I love that. To a captive audience, almost 2,000 people every single day. Sometimes more, sometimes less, give or take. You know how it goes. But that thrills me. That's incredible, dude. Performance every day without leaving the house, and it's earning me a paycheck? Come on, bro. I love that. Thank you so much, everybody, for turning this into a reality. And all it took was 7 years of consistent dedication to one thing. And here we go. And I'm still not happy. Like I said earlier, we're only 10% of the way there. 250,000 subs. I know we could do it, because in my mind, I know this channel isn't like making so many numbers and making so many waves. I consider my account, I consider this channel and my Instagram account to be successful. I am doing what I want to do with my life. I just need to grow it so it makes me more money, so I can live more comfortably. Because right now it's still pretty tight, not gonna lie. And the only reason why I want more money is so I can put more money into this operation, so I can put more money into my passion of making comic books. I love making comic books. And yeah, these ones over here you can buy right now, moshman.bigcartel.com. I have issue 1, 2, and 3 available right now. And everything is all very tight. I'm going down to Staples every single time that I need to make a batch of these. I'm printing them off myself, I'm stapling them myself, on top of course, writing and drawing them and all that sort of stuff. And this is what I'm super passionate about. And I did not grow up a comic book person. This is the first time I mentioned comic books in this entire video. I grew up a music person. I wanted to perform that kind of stuff. And also stand-up comedy and improv. That was where I was at. But a couple years ago, 2 years ago now, I discovered comic books as a 39-year-old man, being like, what? Comic books are a thing? I'm 39 years old and I'm just learning about all these different characters and all these different things and going through all this lore, and I'm absolutely loving it, and that's firing my brain, because another thing that I haven't mentioned is I actually studied animation after high school, and that's where I started drawing and then playing music and then music. Anyway, everything intersects, okay? It all happens. It's all a chaotic soup of comedy, music, and drawing. And now I'm doing all that sort of stuff. Comedy, music, and drawing. I'm not playing music, but I'm talking about music, doing it in a comedic way, and I'm drawing comic books and selling them to people who want to buy them. People are actually buying these, and it's making me so happy. Nothing thrills me more than when I see an order for comic books come through on my Big Cartel site. Dude, that makes me feel so happy. That is the biggest dopamine hit of all time. And here we are, August 5th, 2026. I'm turning 41 years old today, and you can celebrate it by buying one of my comic books. That would make me feel so good, and it's you actually getting a thing, but it's making me feel so incredible about it. Every single order makes me feel so good, dude. And that leads me to my next chapter moving forward. I didn't think that I wanted to like break into comics. I didn't think that I wanted to really engage with the comic community, but that has changed. I really do. I really love comic books so much. They have like completely consumed my life. Everything when I'm not making music content and doing my job on the internet is revolved around comic books. I'm just trying to learn as much as possible. I'm trying to absorb as much as possible. I haven't really like entered the comic book world yet. I haven't submitted this to anybody yet, but I'm thinking about it. I'm planning it, and it's not a quick process. Like, this took me months and months and months and months to come to this far, and that's after years of thinking about this kind of thing. But anyway, it's finally here, and I already have my next story conceptualized. So once one of these publishing companies get excited about what I'm doing, then maybe I get to enter this comic book world. But either way, I don't care about any of that. I could do all of this from my house to my audience, and I would be as happy as I am today, which is extremely happy. Being able to wake up, make a YouTube video, put it out there to people to watch, and then spend my evenings drawing a comic book, putting it together, and then having those same people that watch my videos buy the comic book? Hell yeah, dude. And that's a sustainable business loop that I've been keeping together now for a couple of years. Guys, thank you so much for letting me create stuff every single day. They said, Dan, you're too weird. Dan, nobody understands what you're doing. Nobody's gonna read your comics. No one's gonna listen to your music. No one's gonna watch your videos. And here we are. I've had 2 Instagram reels get over 100,000 views within the last week. A reel from a couple months ago accumulated 1 million views. I got my first million this year. I hate to break it to my haters if you're just looking at my numbers and be like, oh, he's only getting 1,000 views a video. That accumulates over 7 years, bro. This is a successful channel, and I am a successful human being. Now it's just a matter of growing it, scaling it, and getting Moshman into more hands. Oh, I didn't even mention that. That's the name of the comic book. The Scrupulous Moshman. There they are. Those are the heroes right there. Moshman and Dial. And I'm doing homage covers, little tribute covers, for telling a completely original superhero story inside. Silver Age inspired, told through a DIY punk zine lens. I think you're going to enjoy it. But today's my birthday. I turned 41. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to celebrate. Thank you so much for 25K. Thank you so much for sticking with me consistently over all of these years. I really couldn't be here without you, and it means a whole lot. Thank you so much. Goodbye. See you later and have a good one.